In an age of rockets and jets, this tiny plane and a few others like it were just about all that remained of one of the world's most exciting sports, Formula One air racing. So join us and the men and women who fly around the pylons in planes so small they can fit in your average-sized living room. Why did these pilots choose to leapfrog across the continent, flying hundreds of miles to compete against the same individuals time after time? We don't really know the answer. Perhaps they're the last breed of individual, proud of the image they portrayed. For it was the barnstormers of the 20s and the air racers of the 30s, 50s, and 60s who, with these home-built airplanes, kept alive our love and interest in aviation. They are all professional pilots, flight instructors, and commercial aviators. Many of these planes were designed by these individuals, built from scratch and piloted by them. And who else better to experience this with than through the lens of one of aviation's golden age greats, Captain Thomas CASSUTT from Duluth, Minnesota, one of the founding fathers of Formula One and Formula V air racing, as well as the designer of the famous CASSUTT aircraft, the 11M and the 111M, which to this day remain the mainstay and lifeblood of the Formula One air racing circuit. And it's been like that since 1963, when Tom published the plans for his own racing plane designs in order to save the sport of air racing because there was a shortage of planes and an unacceptable accident rate. So by eliminating this time-consuming, difficult phase of designing and improving your own racer, Tom convinced willing and eager pilots to just build a plane from his own racing plane designs and jump immediately into the Formula One air racing circuit. The Formula One air racing class is without question the most successful class in the 86-year history of airplane racing. It has seen more races, more pilots, and more airplanes than all other racing classes combined in a half-a-century lifetime. And it's experienced but only one important change in its rules in all of that time. Moreover, it is the only formal air racing class to be exported from the United States to Europe, and the only class to be recognized by the International Aeronautics Federation, or FAI, the world governing body for competitive aviation. As a specified class, it had in its inception and the concerns of many wiser heads in the air racing community in the latter years of the golden age of American air racing prior to World War II. The excessive costs that were diminishing competition and an unacceptable accident rate were threatening to strangle the sport. During that time period, it cost on average $50,000 to purchase, build, operate, and maintain a professional air racing airplane. But the dreams of a practical, safe racing class of small planes powered by inexpensive and reliable engines wouldn't go away. But alas, they remained nothing more than thin dreams until the autumn of 1939, when, on September 24th, the New York Times reported that the National Aeronautics Association's Technical Committee, the NAA, had an interest in midget racers. It was not until the immediate post-war years, however, that any serious planning for the development of the class was accomplished. In October 1946, the Professional Race Pilots Association, PRPA, completed work on specifications for the 190 cubic inch engine displacement class, and that organization formally accepted the specifications on December 3rd. 15 days later, the NAA Contest Board approved the PRPA specifications, and the new class was born. And from this conception directly spawned the Goodyear Racers of the 1950s, which was sponsored by the Goodyear Aerospace Corporation, which was the aerospace and defense subsidiary of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. This new 190 cubic inch racing class was known as the Midget Racers, and it was governed and sanctioned by the PRPA. This would later become, not too much longer after that, the Formula One air racing class. These midget air racing monoplanes were so small they could fit in your average-sized living room or garage.